next Friday. Here we go. So welcome back, everyone. What I love is the kind of the different things that I have here. Like it goes from one thing to the next, and that's what I love about this show. We're live on Facebook. Hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show in just a little bit here. I have with me Andy Blatnick, and he's the owner of AAA Paint Supply. Welcome back to the show. You've been on once before, and I'm so glad that we're going to be doing a little bit longer segment today, because a lot of people out there are doing some projects and things like that. And before he came on, he gave me his questions, which everybody does, and his is a who, what, where, and when. And so let's go for it. First of all, welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
Well, thank you. My name is Andy Blatnick. I'm the owner of AAA Paint Supply. I started the business back in 2015 as a Benjamin Moore paint dealer. I worked there with my wife, and so we've been doing that for the last 5 years, and just opened a new store here at the beginning of 2020 down in Tempe also.
Now, what makes it different? Here's the what. AAA Paint and Supply. What makes you different than, like, let's say going to, some of the big box stores?
Sure, we're independently owned and operated. So the nice thing about that is when you're looking to select color or you're looking to just have questions, you can always find us. Our number one focus is the customers and answering the questions that they have. And there's a lot of questions when you really think about doing paint. Just not about putting it on the wall. There's a lot of other things that go into that that you really need answers for.
Now, one of the things that I remember you also saying, if I'm correct, I hope I'm right, is that you said something to the effect like when somebody comes into you and they buy their paint from you, you got it in that computer, I don't care how long it is, and they can come back and you can make sure that they get that same color as before.
That's correct. As a matter, we keep it actually in multiple places, so we actually have it in 2 computers, so it's kind of redundant. But then we also keep a hard copy of it. So when that color comes out, we keep a hard copy so that we know if you come back a year later, we can match that card up to the paint that you have to make sure that that's still the same thing.
I'll tell you what I like about it, coming to someone like you. When I'm doing a project, first of all, I never know what I'm doing, right? So able to talk to somebody that's really going to help me, and I know with what there's nothing like going into a boutique style type of a place as opposed to going into the big box places. Especially you're going to be there every time. It's not like every time you go into someone else, there's a different person there.
Right. Well, that's exactly part of it. And most people really like that. They enjoy the interaction. They know that when they make a phone call, they can get the right answer, and they're talking to the same person. I don't have a lot of people that work for me. I think we have a total staff of 5, which really isn't very much, and that's between 2 stores. So you really do get that same person. You get that same interaction.
And I love that personal, attention that you get from that. That's nothing like it. Now, here's goes where the when and the where. We're going to put those 2 together right now, okay? So you opened when, and also where are your locations?
So I opened the one store it's on University McClintock in Tempe, and that's the one I opened in 2015. And then my new store is down on McClintock and Warner on the southwest corner. I just opened that this year.
And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone that's going to call in, is going to get entered in to win. This is a can of Benjamin Moore's Aura. It's called Aura Paint. Let me tell you, you get your choice of colors, and there's like 3,500 choices. That's a lot. Okay, so you get your choice of color, and it also comes along with a paintbrush. It's not just regular paintbrush, it's a special paintbrush. It's a $100 value free to you or anyone you know, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You want to check out their website. It's AAA, so AAA, AAA Paints, paint. With one paint, so it's Paint Supply. So AAAPaintSupply.com. Their phone number is 480-307-8552. I've got my lines open here, and I want everyone to be calling in because I know a lot of people are doing a lot of different projects right now. Do-it-yourselfers are out there. So call in here, get entered in to win this. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Benjamin Moore. Why did you pick Benjamin Moore?
Benjamin Moore is one of the few independents that there still are out there. Most of the rest of the paint companies are corporately owned and operated. So that's what sets us apart. Benjamin Moore is a supplier. They make some of the best paint out there, and so that was a great option for me.
Okay, and the Benjamin Moores are both for outside, inside. What makes them so great besides that?
Really, it's the technology that they have, the Gen X technology that they have. It's what they formulate their colors with. They were actually the first company to come out with a true zero VOC paint, and that's what makes a difference.
How could they have 3,500 choices of color? I can't believe that. There's
It's
a lot of
pretty-
colors out there in the rainbow. I didn't know that it was that thick.
It's pretty impressive. I mean, they even have what they call full spectrum color, which a full spectrum color is only available in Aura. The nice thing about it, or the most unique thing, is it doesn't use black or gray, which typically speaking, black or gray are two of the most common colors you put in to make your colors of paint. So therefore you're getting a color that's either made with 5 colorants or 7 colorants. So because of that, you have lots of color that can come out with it from that paint
That's
color.
amazing. Okay, your customers, I want to talk about who they are. Who's that person that usually works with you?
So I have a pretty unique setup. I mean, we do contractors, so there's painting contractors that come in that are doing jobs or commercial jobs, but then I also have the DIYers that come in that are looking to do stuff also. So because of that, I mean, we cover both spectrums, and some customers come in looking to do all their colors and whatnot, but then don't actually want to take on the project themselves. So they're looking for a paint contractor that can come in and take care of that for them. And we do referrals from that also.
So your services, what does that include?
So my services, we will help from that basics of getting the customer into the right color, into the correct paint for what they're doing, whether that's interior or exterior, and then we sell the paint, and whether, like I said, we will help to facilitate getting them over to a contractor if that's what they need to have done. We have some designers we recommend out, because some people do want to have designers come out to their homes, but yeah, that's kind of what we do.
Do you have paint that is also not just for, let's say, painting walls on outside or inside of a home, but also for doing furniture and all those kinds of fun things that they have that they do now?
We do. We have quite a few different things. We
I
have
betcha.
stuff that does furniture. I mean, there's a lot of people that are doing projects in particular for cabinets. So we have a couple of paints that are specific to that, one being our Benjamin Moore Advanced, and the other one is called Cabinet Coat. Both excellent paints, and it's a great way to change up the way your house looks. A lot of people have, if you had been down here in Phoenix for very long, everyone has the honey oak cabinets. They're a staple down here in Phoenix, and so to be able to change what those look like, it's a really great project.
And just to
be able
paint it makes it
Just-
a pretty
Yep.
easy deal.
It does.
And
really changes
affordable,
everything.
huh?
Yes.
And
very
are the
affordable.
paints, are the things that you have, again, affordable?
Yes, yes.
You carry a range of?
Yep. Range runs anywhere. We start on the high end of about $80 a gallon and goes all the way down through the whole gamut.
Well, really, that's not a lot of money when you think about
No.
it, especially being able to come to a boutique-style place like yours. They have 2 locations. One of them is well, they're both in Tempe, but one is on what street and the other one is in the other?
One is on University of McClintock, and the other one is on Warner and McClintock.
We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. This is Benjamin Moore's paint. It's well, I guess it's a gallon of paint,
Yep.
and it's an Aura paint is what it's called, and it comes along with a special paintbrush, and it's your choice of color. You got 3,500 to choose from. So it's a $100 value, free to you or anyone you know. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I want to talk further about a couple of different things. First of all, your website. It is AAA paintsupply.com. His phone number, again, write it down. The weekend is right around the corner, 480-307-8552. We talk about the different types of colors, and you must have you do have a plethora of different ones. But we were talking about white
Yes.
earlier, and you said that white was very, very big right now. But how many different whites are there?
There are hundreds of different whites.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. It is.
It's amazing. But when people come in, do they even realize that?
Some do, some don't. And whites are one of those colors that they're both cool and they're warm They're
I had no
creamy,
idea.
They're gray. I mean, it's crazy.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
but they're here to help. And what I love about them the most is they're going to help you through it step by step. That phone number to call them direct, it's 480-307-8552. They're located in Tempe. Check them out on their website. It's AAAPaintSupply.com, or call in here. Get entered in to win. Our number here, 602-277-5369.
We're gonna sneak
So
out.
we're going to keep on talking. You're going
It's
to
okay.
go? Okay, of course. We're going to keep on talking because we are still live on Facebook, and I want to talk about when someone comes in and they start working with you, and they, they come in and they're thinking about that they want that white or whatever. Do you find that sometimes that they will go from one thing and then come in and end up doing something else completely?
They will, and a lot of times that has to do with what the color looks like in their house. Okay, so the color within the house, it all changes. Is your house light? Is it dark? Is it natural lighting? Is it artificial lighting? You know, what are your light bulbs? Are they more yellow or are they more bright white? There's so many things that affect that color. So yeah, you may sit there and say, I like this color, and then you get home and you're like, I don't like that color at all.
Right.
And there's some of those colors that we call them chameleon colors that they change. You may really like it here, but you get it to your house and you're like, well, that doesn't look like
Right.
that at all.
It always happens when you pick out a color on a little swatch.
Yep. Yep.
And then what happens is they put it on the wall big, and
Right.
it looks completely different.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So what happens, let's say that does happen to someone and they come in and they have that happen. No problem, you come in, you tell them do they have to like usually paint over it first, or what happens?
Yeah, it depends upon the color. It depends upon what they end up changing as to what they do. But you know, we're one of those, we recommend priming first for doing all your stuff because it helps get you back to a white slate, and it's easy to change that white slate.
Sure.
You know, depending, you know, if you're going over a dark red or a dark color, you really want to prime to get it. You know, especially like when we talk about whites, we're going to white. We want to prime first so we get ourselves back to that because it's really hard to cover.
And with you, when someone does come in and they do want to have some help about something, and they have no idea, but they have some ideas, do you help them also with designing, you know, or any kind of like maybe even color issues that they might have? Do you help with that too?
We do, and usually what we have, you know, if customers are looking for that, we have them bring in either, you know, if they're people doing remodels, let's say, they'll bring in their flooring sample, they'll bring in a sample of their countertop, or, you know, a color that they're doing for their cabinets, so that way we can work on putting those things together. The reality still comes back to is that you really have to wait till some of those things are in the house, like the floor in particular, and you really want to always check those colors in the house.
So is it better to put the flooring in first, or wait till after you paint, or what?
It's actually best to put it in first.
Really? Yeah, I
Yep,
would think
because
so.
because it can really change what happens. And in particular, like grays are one of the hardest colors because they have the tendency to roll blue in particular. And so depending upon what colors you may have around there, those grays can look very blue. I've seen it.
Do you also have other product besides paint there?
We do. We do. I mean, we do. I guess we do coatings. So we have a lime wash. We have, which is made by Roma Bio.
We're gonna talk about that.
Okay.
So welcome back, everyone. We have been talking to Facebook right now, since we keep on going through these over here on this end live, and we were talking a little bit about the different projects that people come in for, and I was asking you what happens sometimes when someone comes in and they get something and it just wasn't right, or they're not happy. You come in. You do also have people that can help as well.
Yep.
So they do. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they can. Depending upon what it is, the colors are, they become personal choice, but you have to like the color that you pick out.
Right.
You don't want it to be too orange or too red or too blue or whatever that is. So you can back off that. There's lots of different hues. There's lots of different shades that can be changed, and sometimes it can be changed very easily. For what you want it to be. Maybe you want it to be a little bit warmer, or you want it to be cooler. So there are lots of ways to just adjust that paint.
And you do not know until you actually start painting, and especially for the
Correct.
fact that, there's always, whatever is inside your home, especially the lighting, is gonna have a lot to do with everything too. It could make a change on that color. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win. It's Benjamin Moore's, it's a gallon of that. It's their Aura paint, and you have a choice of your color, whatever you like. You've got 3,500 of them to choose from. That number to call here for that is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. That's a $100 value, free to you or anyone you know. They have 2 locations in Tempe. They're at
University of McClintock and Warner.
And you could check them out on their website. That website is AAA, so AAAPaintSupply.com. Their phone number is 480-307-8552. Call in here, get entered in to win. It's the weekend's coming up. You guys have been around the house, sitting around, looking at the walls, thinking, gosh, we really need to change the colors of these walls. Give them a call. Call in here, get entered in to win, 602-277-5369. I did want to ask you the question that I asked you off air, that I wanted to ask is that I asked you if you carried other products besides paint.
Yeah, we do. As a matter of fact, we do coating. So not only do we do the architectural paint that you put on your walls of your house, but we also do epoxies that you'd put down on the floor. We actually do another product that's by a company called Roma Bio. It's a lime wash that's been really popular. As a matter of fact, my wife just redid our fireplace with the lime wash. Very unique product, but it takes something that's that brick red, the normal bricks that you see, and puts a white wash on it, so it really gives it a nice antique look. And it's really an art project.
And can you use that on other than on brick, but you can use it on wood too?
No, it wouldn't be a product.
No, so it's just like for something that's a little bit harder.
Yeah, more porous.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Brick is its number one thing, and there is really a lot of brick around. I mean, it may not seem like it, but it always seems like there's something brick, especially like if you go to downtown area down here, there's a lot of, brick homes, older homes that have that. So. And
also with the fireplace for sure.
Yep.
Now I wanted to go back to the Benjamin Moore because that's your brand, right? Can those paints be matched?
Yes, we can. We can match anybody's colors. I mean, or I guess ultimately.
I can't imagine that you don't have a color within that 3,500, to choose from. I'm sorry, but anyway.
No, I mean the ultimate thing is, it's harder for other people to match our colors because we have a proprietary Gen X colorants. So it's very challenging for them to match what our colors are. Now we can. So that's the nice thing about Benjamin Moore. Do we match other people's colors? Yes, we match other people's colors also, so that you can still get the same quality of paint that you're looking for. Because it's kind of funny. Even though we have 3,500 colors, there's maybe one's a little. Once again, we go back to that. Is a little bit more red? Is a little bit more green? And it's perception for what that is for how somebody sees those colors. That they may like someone else's color a little bit better.
But you can help them and make sure that they get the color of your choice. We've got a caller that's calling in. Bob from Phoenix, you're on the line. What's your question? You were thinking just what I was going to say. Thanks for calling, Bob. Go ahead and tell us. Right now, what would be something that's kind of be cool for people to do?
It could be, I mean, the number one thing I would suggest is, like if you don't have brand new cabinetry or something like that, or like vanities in your bathroom that are easy to repaint, or you want to make something look a little bit different, that would be what I would go along. Because a bathroom, you change the colors in your bathroom and it can make a huge difference. Even a bedroom, your kitchen, if it's looking old or dated, you can go in there and just do some really simple things in there. And putting a coat of paint on it really does make a huge difference.
What is to make their house just a little bit more expensive looking? What would be a tip that you would have for them?
Just update your color palette. I mean, and that could be, some houses, depending upon what they are, maybe it's a dated color. Things that have gone in there. People right now have been doing a lot of whites and grays. Maybe that's not in your wheelhouse, but there's still tans that you can do. There's blues. There's lots of.
What about their walkways? Could they, like I see here, kitchen cabinets? You could do. What else could they do?
You could actually do paint your walkway if you chose to do that. We have
Mhm.
some different ones that go on there. You know, it makes it unique, makes your house, you know, yours by far.
There's nothing like a coat of paint,
Yep.
a new coat of paint that can make all the difference in the world. That's your tagline right there. So we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. This is a gallon of the Benjamin Moores paint. It's a quality paint. And this is their Aura paint, and you get a choice of your choice of color, 3,500 to choose from. That is comes along with a beautiful paintbrush as well. It's a $100 value, free to you or anyone you know. And a lot of people do have a lot of time on their hands right now. And you know what? There's a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there. You work with also people who are in the construction
Yep.
business. So, and it completely different to work with somebody who's really going to get to know you. You probably end up doing lots of different rooms with them as they go and work with you. Is that true?
That is true. Yeah, depending upon, some people just do one room at a time. Some people take on a whole project of repainting their entire house.
I bet.
But most people that do it yourself, they're doing one room at a time.
I start with one wall,
Yes.
like a little tiny one, to make sure I don't get all the paint all over the place.
Yep.
But you know, but if somebody is having any issues or whatever, do you have people can help?
I do.
So the phone number to call them direct, it's 480-307-8552. Their website, check it out. It is AAA, so AAAPaintSupply.com. Some of the other things that I really wanted to talk about, when you said right now, the hottest color is obviously white. But some of the other things that people like when they come in to do, what is the most different project that you've kind of had around people doing right now?
As far as a different project, I mean, some of the things happen to be outside on patios, which, you know, at least right now, because it's so hot, is a very challenging project to do. So most of the time I would say wait until it cools off a little bit, because paint really has a level about 90 degrees that it really wants to stop performing very well at. So if you're doing...
Don't do it outside right now.
Yeah,
That's a big problem.
It's a little bit of a challenge. It's not that you can't, but that just also means that if you're going to do something, you need to start when it's still dark outside.
So let's talk about that. Someone that's ready to come into the store. Okay, what tips do you have for them when they come in to be prepared for what they should have? Besides, I would walk in there going, I don't even know what color. I know I like the color blue.
Yep. Well, that's a great start, because if you know what kind of a range of colors that you want to do, that works. You know, we can help you to get, you know, bring something along with it that you want to match or you want to be complementary to. You know, and sometimes it's not even about matching a color. Maybe just do a complementary color that makes something else pop. You know, like when you're doing some of your designs, and we've had some people that have done maybe a more white on all their walls, and then they took the doors and trim and made that a dark color. So you're offsetting what you may normally do. Most houses that you see, they do a color, but then they do white on the doors and trim.
Talk also real quickly for the people that might not have heard about the type of paint that you supply.
Yeah, so it's Benjamin Moore paint. We do their entire line from their Aura, Regal Select, Natura. They're actually one of the few, I will mention this, Natura is actually certified by the Allergy Association, and it is super green paint. You would hardly know that you painted with it, because the odor, it quits off gassing after 4 hours. I know that's a strange thing to say, but it's really important when it comes to paint and people that are allergic to it or don't like that smell.
Right, and if you have little babies that you're maybe doing
That's
a baby
correct.
room right now.
That's correct.
So they're located again. You've got 2 locations in Tempe, and they are at.
McClintock and University, and McClintock and Warner.
And you can check them out on their website, which is AAAPaintSupply.com. They have tons of different colors, tons of different things. I know that right now, a lot of people out there, you are at home, you want to get a change, you want to do something different, you want to get yourself busy, do-it-yourselfers. This is a great place to start. Working with someone who's got a boutique store, I love that. I love that you keep everybody's paints. You said you got their colors on 2 different computers and on a hard copy too, so you're
Right.
serious, you mean business. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. This is a gallon size of their Aura, Benjamin Moore's Aura paint. It's the top of the line paint. They love it, and you've got 3,500 colors to choose from, so you're going to get that along with the paintbrush that comes along with it. It's a $100 value, free to you or someone that you know. Our number here, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. 100. The weekend is right here upon us, guys. Do something. Get out and paint. What are your final words, real quickly?
Come and see us. We're happy to help you.
That number again is 480-307-8552. AAA, AAA Paint. Supply.com. Call in here, get entered to win. How much fun is this, guys? 602-277-5369. Okay, you're going to